Chuck is in Columbus, Ohio. Chuck, you're on the Larry Elder Show. Thank you so much for calling.
Well, thank you for having me. Ever since the anniversary of January 6th, I've been wanting to get something publicly off of my chest. And basically, ever since I was able to vote when I was a teenager, I have never picked the Democratic Party. I've never been Republican. I've never been Democrat. As a matter of fact, the very first election I voted for Ross Perot, only because I thought he could do a better job at turning the economy around.
Mm-hmm.
Things did not change in 2016. I fell into the media propaganda that Trump was a complete lunatic because that's what they projected to me. I worried about him getting into the White House and actually voted for Hillary Clinton, which I regret. But then when he got into the White House, the whole TSA shutdown for the wall, I thought was insanity. Then as his presidency advanced, I started noticing things. I noticed my gas prices were going down. My cost of living was going down. The wages at my job were going up. Unemployment was going down. I'm like, holy crap, maybe there's something to this guy. You know? And then in 2020, when we did this whole mail-in thing, I wanted to vote for Trump. I was ready to get my ballot. I was sitting there waiting for this thing to come in the mail, and it never did. I went down to my local ballot office. I said, I've been waiting for my ballot to come in the mail. It never has. What do? Well, just go home and wait. We can't give you another ballot here. You have to go home and wait. It never showed up, and I never got to cast my vote. That's why I kind of stand behind the people who were just fed up on January 6th, that this whole thing was a hocus. It was fixed. We have a leader in there. Trump had Kim Jong-un by the testicles. He said, look, I don't care what kind of problems you got, just don't bring them our way because we will rain hell upon you. What the hell is Biden going to do? What is Biden going to do when adversaries come our way? Is he going to tell them about a house fire in the kitchen? I just don't see him being any type of leader.
Well, Chuck, thank you for calling, and thank you for your candor. It's awfully hard to admit that you were wrong, particularly the older you get. The older you get, the more dug in we get. It's no longer about the truth. It's about not being proven to be wrong or proven to have made a mistake or proven even worse to have been a fool. Chuck, God bless you. You know, I was naive enough to think after Donald Trump got elected that after he governed and people realized the world wasn't going to explode and that he wasn't going to take away people's rights, that people would calm down and take a look at the economy, calm down, take a look at the borders, calm down, take a look at gas prices as you have, calm down, take a look at all the things he's done for, quote, people of color, whether it's pardoning Jack Johnson or supporting school choice that black and brown parents in the inner city want, whether securing the borders to prevent illegal aliens, particularly those who are unskilled, from coming into this country and competing for jobs that would otherwise be held by people living in the inner city with high school or less education, and preventing them from putting downward pressure on their wages, whether it was standing up to the Chinese, whether it's standing up to NATO and getting the NATO allies to pony up the percentage that they're supposed to pony up, something that both George W. Bush and Barack Obama complained about but did nothing about, whether it's the fact that we were killing Russians in Syria and that Putin did not try what he's tried with Joe Biden, putting troops on the border of Ukraine. I thought that at some point people would calm down and say, okay, I don't like the guy's style. He's bombastic. He's rude. He insults people. But for crying out loud, look at the results. Don't look at his swing if you're a golfer. Look at where the ball lands. I thought that at some point even members of the media would get to that place. They never did. One study found that ABC, NBC, CBS, as I was explaining to the Brits, 91% of the coverage of Donald Trump for the entirety of his presidency was negative. Best economy ever for blacks. Best economy ever for females. Best economy ever for Asian Americans. Best economy ever for Hispanics. Putting the funding of historically black colleges on permanent footing for 10 years. Enterprise zones, or opportunity zones, I think they call them, to lower taxes and lower regulations in urban areas to spark economic investment. I really thought that at some point they'd go, okay, I didn't vote for the guy, but come on, we're all Americans, and given the fact that he's done some things right, I'll stop calling him a fascist. I'll stop calling him a Nazi. They never did. I saw one poll that was it 81 or 83%, I forget which number, of Democrats believe Donald Trump is racist. And again, I told you that even Chris Matthews of MSNBC said that most white people would not vote for somebody if they thought they were racist. I know that's the wrong pronoun, but I'm quoting him. And they still never changed. And as I said, this business about calling January 6th an insurrection is all about making sure that Donald Trump does not run again, because Section 3 of the 14th Amendment says no person shall become president if he has engaged in insurrection or in rebellion. That's what this is all about. Anyway, Chuck, again, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. My mother, a lifelong Democrat, finally she began voting for Republicans, including George W. Bush. She voted for him twice. But she would never change her party registration. Again, Chuck, thank you for the call.